paranormal is real. Listen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Paranormal Ripples. I am Ray, and I'm joined by my friend Will. Say hello, Will.
Hello.
And we're doing Haunted Hours 21 tonight. I'm going to be delving into some poltergeist cases, which are one's kind of close by to where we're based, and another one is in an area of London that is close to my heart because of Chelsea. But then we're also going to be looking at some others. But obviously we're going to be talking about it because we've got a dream in Will of investigating 30 East Driving Pontefract, ain't we, mate?
Aye.
So we've got to know what
Enfield.
Yeah, Enfield. Yeah, that'll be that one, and it's crazy. This one is crazy as well. The Battersea one, which I'm going to show everyone in a minute. This one spanned 12 years, and then it all of a sudden just stopped, which is crazy in itself. 12 years with a poltergeist. I think it's bad enough living with a missus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, we'll need to know what we're coming up against. Obviously, because a lot of people saying East Drive, some people are saying that they've not had experiences there. Some people are saying they've had some. Some people are saying they've experienced a lot. So, if you've had an experience there or you've been to East Drive, let me know in the comments and that. And like I say, please like and subscribe and that. And also go and follow me on TikTok and that at Paranormal Ripples, and go and follow Will's account. As he's basically put in his name there, Paranormal Encounters 666. And yeah, let's look at the Battersea one first, because this one is bewildering me. The story of the Battersea poltergeist. There is Wycliffe Road.
Never heard of that.
No, I haven't. I just put it. I come across it on a thing. It looks like they've done an audio drama about it and a few TV things of 63 Wycliffe Road. But look, there you go. I'm walking down a quiet street in Battersea, South London, searching for the site of a very ordinary house that was the scene of what I believe is Britain's strangest ever haunting. A poltergeist case that spanned an incredible 12 years, and at its height became a major national news story with newspaper headlines about strange noises, flying objects, exorcisms even, and ghostly communication. Even the Home Secretary at the time discussed it in the House of Commons. That's when you know something's really messed up in this country, when the Home Secretary even has to blooming get involved. I don't think I remember hearing the Home Secretary getting involved with 30 East Drive or that.
No.
So what was it about this one then, Home Secretary? Was it one close to your heart? What is it? There you go. Some of the strangest and most unsettling alleged poltergeist cases have taken place in anonymous, semi-detached houses. Yep. 30 East Drive, I think they were referencing in Enfield. Perhaps that's what makes them all the more creepy. We expect to hear ghost stories in old stately homes or ruined monasteries and castles. But in a urban and suburban context, nope. and inexplicable events feel that much closer to home. The haunted house feels and looks like ours. The people affected are not dissimilar to us. And thank you. Sorry about that. Battersea is pretty gentrified now, full of gastro pubs, yeah, obviously trendy coffee shops. But back in 1956, when this happened, it looks like it was a fairly poor working class area. Number 63 Whitcliffe Road was home to the Hitchens family, which has their dad Wally, who was in his 40s, a tall, gaunt man who drove trains on the underground. His wife Kitty Hitchens, fucking hell, that kind of sounds like a porn name. Slightly older than him, but was also a former office clerk, now in a wheelchair due to chronic arthritis. Poor sod. Their daughter Shirley was 15, about to start art school and working part time as a seamstress at a department store. She was at Selfridges. As you all know, Selfridges is a top of the marketplace now. But back then, I don't think it was. I can't remember. But yeah, if you don't know what seamstress is, I think I could be wrong. Ain't that the people that do needlework?
What's that?
Seamstress.
Seamstress, yeah.
Yeah. And it's about Shirley that this strange activity in the house seemed to focus around, and also the media interest. Why is it with poltergeists wanting to go after the kids? Weren't Enfield going after the daughters?
Yep. Must be easy to attach to.
That's what I'm wondering. If they got like their energies like kind of not as easier to go on to, yeah. There you go.
More vulnerable.
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering. If there's something there'll be something in it, isn't there? A girl who was, but this is a Daily Mirror article from February 1956, the first ever article written about it. Mystery noises that haunt Shirley. A girl who is followed wherever she goes by mysterious tapping noises has been told, stay away from work until the tapping stop. We don't want other employees upset by them. Even in the 50s, everyone, they were afraid of ghosts. The girl is Shirley Hitchens, 15 of Whitcliffe Road, Battersea. She works at a West End store. Last night, Mr. Henry Charles Hanks, no relation to Tom, a tube driver and spare time medium, visited Shirley's home and tried to drive away the poltergeist, which she thinks is haunting her. He appeared to go into a trance, but after an hour, and then there's nothing more you can read. The pictures of her in the newspaper articles on the case show a striking girl with dark hair and even darker eyes. The other residents of the house were Wally's mother, Ethel, a fairy character known locally as Old Mother Hitchens. As they were back in the 50s, I think I remember my dad and saying my mum, because they grew up in the 60s, they said everyone had the nicknames like that, Old Mother Hitchens and shit. And her adopted son, John, a surveyor in his 20s, who Shirley thought of as a brother. Their lives were changed forever one night when they were woken by deafening bangs reverberating through the house, shaking the walls and floors. Less than a decade after the end of the Second World War, it recalled memories of living through the Blitz. Bloody hell. It got so loud that the neighbours came round to complain. Dang. Could you imagine if you're one of the neighbours and you're going around and just saying, can you keep the noise down? They're like, it's not us, and you're going to think that they're bullshitting you, ain't you?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Imagining that Wally was hammering up or tearing up the floorboards in the middle of the night. The racket could be heard out in the street. This was the beginning of a nightmare that would dominate these families' lives for the next 12 years. The next night, the same thing happened, and again the next. Soon it was a daily occurrence, not just nocturnally, but even in broad daylight too. The Hitchens, who were sleep deprived and terrified, even called out the police and various surveyors, but no one was able to get to the bottom of where the noises came from. Dang. The sounds flitted between that intense banging and the scratching that seemed to come from within the furniture. even from inside the bed ebbed as they tried to sleep.
Jesus.
Look at them. No, I'm not indecipherable. She's smiling, but look at the other three. You can tell that's a family that are just like,
The two blokes look a bit concerned.
yeah. If that's John, that must be John, and that must be Wally, and this must be Ethel.
He looks like a Wally.
Well, I'm not really back in them days. They was like a common name, weren't it? As common as I don't know, Michael did today, innit?
Yeah.
Reports of poltergeist activities commonly start with noises. Kieran O'Keefe, Elon and Behold. How did I know Kieran O'Keefe would make an appearance on this? From Most Haunted. A psychology professor from Bucks New University who is working on my BBC podcast series about this very case says the argument from some parapsychology theorists is that it's about attention. We are seeing effectively a ghost with a tantrum. That's a good one. A ghost with a tantrum. I try saying that to the Black Monk or something. You're just a ghost with a tantrum, mate. I don't think it'd go down too well. The word poltergeist is German for noisy ghost. True. And they are often portrayed. Yeah, didn't you know that?
No?
Yeah, it's noisy ghost. Polter meaning noisy and ghost is geist. And 9 ghost means no ghost.
9?
9 geist, the 9 no ghost. And they are often portrayed as being like supernatural toddlers smashing up your house in a fit of pique. And that's a nice way to talk about kids, mate. Supernatural toddlers. After the noises, the next stage is always about objects moving, as if the poltergeist wants to up the stakes and really show what it can do. So it's basically playing like roulette. Here you go, 50 on black. I can do it. On this front, the Wycliffe Road case wasn't going to disappoint. Evelyn Ollo, a Scottish writer and parapsychologist who also features in this series, says we're talking about a clock floating through the air. We are talking about pots and pans being thrown from a room that nobody was in. Multiple witnesses even claim to have even seen the bed sheets flying off the beds, slippers walking around of their own accord, and chairs moving. As time went on, these events became increasingly violent. The house must have looked like a bloody war zone. It's a truly wild case. Look at that. Marks made on the wall allegedly by the poltergeist.
What do they mean?
I think that one says Viva France.
They're not just any marks, it looks like they're supposed to mean something.
No. That one looks like Viva France, if you look at it.
Yeah.
Must be a French ghost.
Bonjour.
Yeah, but the trouble is, if they say it's I'm going to say it could have been like a soldier. Because it's like, you don't know, it could be like a soldier or something who died over here in the war.
That's true.
And he's like upset because he doesn't know what's going on. Up until this point, the case resembled many other poltergeist hauntings, chilling and unsettling, but following an established pattern. However, it then takes on a truly extraordinary life of its own. Without wanting to give any spoilers, you'll hear spontaneous fires break out, disembodied voices, writing appearing on walls and even on paper, seemingly letters from a ghost. To say any more would give the game away, but there's also a fascinating detective story aspect to this case. The Itchins nicknamed the poltergeist Donald. And over a period of months and years, they developed a way of communicating with it, searching for clues to who or what he was, while the newspapers creepily alleged that he was obsessed with Shirley. I can see that because they were just saying that it seemed to be focusing around her a lot, didn't it?
But why?
That's what I'm curious about. What is it about? I'm not rude. It seems like they go for like you got a family. Because Enfield was focused on the kids.
Yeah.
Haunted Factor was focused on the kids.
They must just have something about them.
Could be. Perhaps again, it could be because they're young. They got more energy.
More vulnerable, I think.
I was actually they're distant or whatever.
Or they may know that if they were to take over the child, it might hurt the parents more. That might be their aim.
Yeah.
But
Because it
there could be many reasons.
It could be a number of reasons.
Yeah.
If anyone knows, let us know. But yeah, like I was saying, there's this one that I'm going to focus on the kids. Enfield focused on the kids because Margaret and Dad got focused. Then you had one effect that was focused on the two children.
So it's like that with Janet Hodgson, you know.
Yeah.
The whole Enfield encounter.
Yeah. And the point of fact one, as I'm saying, them two, the point of fact one was focused on the kids, if you remember.
Yeah.
So now whenever you see a poltergeist activity, if there's a family there, 9 out of 10, the kids are normally. Even the Conjuring House was technically focused on the kids.
Yep. Well, actually, if you remember, in the first Conjuring, when they move into that big house, and then it takes over the mother, doesn't it? And it wants her to kill her kid.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it makes you wonder why.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Message reading, Shirley, I come. Purportedly written by Donald, found scrawled inside a notebook at 1:15 in the morning on the 22nd of March, 1956. But if he is French, then that might explain why his English is not very good. I'm joking, by the way, everyone. But yeah, this bizarre and thrilling story feels equally fascinating if you believe in ghosts or not. If you do, it represents the best chance I've come across to prove that paranormal phenomena actually exist. But if you're skeptic-minded, it becomes an intriguing psychodrama trying to work out what really happened and how humans could have consciously or subconsciously created these strange, seemingly impossible events. The person who wrote this article became involved in this story back in 2018 while making a podcast called Haunted, where I interview people who believed they had ghostly encounters. One of the contributors told me about a case he thought might interest me. A few months later, I found myself chatting to Shirley Itchins herself, who's now 80, and it quickly became apparent this was not going to fit into a single episode. Damn. So you even got an interview with her. He was that shocked that he got an interview with her. Look, he was playing Peace twice. I devoured the book that Shirley had co-written with James Clark about her experiences, titled The Poltergeist Prince of London, and would end up devoting much of the following 2 years to investigating her case. My new BBC series, The Battersea Poltergeist, is the result. If you asked me what convinced me it had the potential to be a series, I could tell you it was the incredible story Shirley told me in our interviews. So rich, complex, and full of twists and turns, like a horror movie come to life. I could tell you that it undoubtedly be true, but really the thing that made me become obsessed with telling this story was less tangible. It was simply some quality of Shirley's voice that sent a shiver down my spine. Because listening to her, I was utterly convinced she was not lying. Dang. Oh yeah, Toby Jones featured in it. The other incredible resource we have for our investigation is a cardboard box Shirley stored in her attic for many years, full of material about the case, which contains her father's diaries, photographs, newspaper cuttings, and the original investigator, a man named Harold Chibbett, which Shirley rescued from his house after his death. What? The vials, oh. I thought they said that she rescued his body after he died. Chib, as he liked to be known, has been largely forgotten by history. You won't find much if you Google him, but he was a respected ghost hunter of the 50s. Chib's an intriguing character, a tax inspector by day who conducted paranormal investigations by night. Probably wanted to see if people were paying their taxes even in the afterlife. The afterlife tax. You still got to pay, you son of a bitch. You can't get away with me this time. Tell me where your money's hidden. Camping out in the kitchens and living rooms of those terrifyingly ordinary houses. Yeah, nice you only do the kitchen and living room, mate. So you have a TV or radio, and then you have the kitchen for food. He'd served in the First World War, and as a result, developed a desperate desire to prove that the existence of life after death. He was incredibly well connected within the world of supernatural research, though. Evelyn Ollo described him as the Jay Gatsby of ghosts. The Jay Gatsby. That's Great Gatsby, isn't it? Yeah.
Great Gatsby.
Yeah. I was trying to think where I heard that name, Jay Gatsby. I was like, oh, it's a Great Gatsby, isn't it? With a circle of friends and contacts that included Sherlock Holmes creator Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, sci-fi behemoth Arthur C. Clarke, Harry Price, the legendary ghost hunter. Yeah, I've heard about Harry Price. And even the notorious black magician Aleister Crowley. So there's only two there I know. So Arthur Conan Doyle and Harry Price. The other two I don't know. Probably knowing me, I would know about it more, you know. He would end up devoting the rest of his life to trying to help Litchins and work out who or what this Donald guy was. Mixing Chib's case notes with Shirley's own recollection of events has allowed us to bring the 1956 haunting to life in our series through dramatic reconstruction starring Daphne Keane as Shirley, Toby Jones as Chibbett, with Bern Gorman, Alice Lowe, Kelvin Denbar, and Sulchar Cusack. Dang. Which brings us back to Wycliffe Road. Oh god, don't tell me something going to go on here. Where having trapseed up and down the street several times and even bothered a local postman, I've made a startling discovery. Number 63 no longer exists. What?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny, isn't it? I knew the original house had been demolished in the late 60s, but I had expected to find something in its place, a modern-day successor. Instead, it's as if this address has been erased. A fitting thing for a ghost story, a disappearing house. Right. So they're not even attempted to put the house back. I'm wondering if they're worried if they put it back. Well, like the ghost will be back, you know. You know what I mean, mate?
Yeah.
Don't know if that's possible, but
Bless you.
thank you. Yeah, that's confused me. If anyone knows why they didn't ever put it back, I'd love to know. But the only thing I can think of is that they're afraid that if they put 63 back on the street, whether the ghost will somehow be attracted to the house again. You know? I'm pleased it's gone. I wouldn't ever want to go through that again. There's Evelyn Ollo and Kieran O'Keefe. And yeah, there's more. Yeah, and that's about it. But yeah, that's a Battersea Poltergeist. I was going to say I would love to go and investigate it and that, but if the house is no longer there,
What's the point?
yeah. But that's the only thing I can think of. What about you, mate? They've not put it back up because in case they're thinking that the ghost might be attracted still.
Yeah, that's the only reason I can see, to be fair.
Because like you said, it was demolished in the late 60s, but then there's not been any modern day replacement of it.
I suppose it depends how evil it was.
Well, it had the Home Secretary talking about it, didn't it?
Yeah, for the Home Secretary to get involved, it.
See, an attempt was even made to contact the poltergeist on live primetime TV on the BBC, and it was even discussed by the Home Secretary in the House of Commons. So, for it to be that far in up the market of chain, you had to, I mean, you know. To be honest, I'm watching that show now and seeing what they went through. Maybe it could be an interesting watch, I think.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go over to Lincolnshire now. The hell else. Yeah, we've got an house over in England called the Hell House. Yeah. Nick, no, I believe Nick Groff and Katrina, I can't think of her name. From Paranormal Lockdown came and investigated it a few years ago. But yeah, I'm going to tell you about this one. Hell hath no fury like a spirit scorned, and 81 Skegness Road is allegedly home to a very, very angry spirit. Is that angry that they're not having any location events at the location? Look.
Wonder what drives them to be angry.
Could be something. It could be how they were in the lot in their life, you know.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say spirits are drawn by what they were feeling in the, you know.
You never hear of a fucking, a friendly poltergeist around here.
No,
They're always
you don't
cunts.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You never hear one saying, "Oh," and when you go, "Oh, I can't be bothered to get the TV remote," you don't hear one going, "Oh, here you go, mate," and chuck you the TV remote, do you? Nicely.
Exactly.
It's always, have a nice full saucepan to the fucking head. This house is becoming so notorious for its paranormal activity that ghost hunters everywhere are desperate to find out what is going on. The level of ghostly activity here is immeasurable, from faces being seen to objects being thrown or moved right in front of your eyes. Particularly eerie is the attic area, and if you can imagine that a child used to inhabit this space and could have been subjected to some or even all of this poltergeist activity, is a terrifying thought. Damn. That there are a number of spirits haunting. There's a number of spirits haunting at in Lincolnshire. And how else? There's this house leaves us in no doubt that there are a number of spirits haunting here. Dang. However, there is a dominant entity that really does make its presence felt, and has even been seen staring in the mirror. Well, don't get me wrong. If you stare at me in the mirror, mate, you best be prepared to look at how gorgeous I am. There's no reason why I want you staring at the mirror, mate. Cupboard doors open and objects glide across the shelf. It really has to be seen to be believed. Well, I would want to believe it, but you don't have any events at the location. We are taking a few ghost hunters at a time to investigate this sinister house. Will you have what it takes to spend the night here? Ghosts of hell else. The ghosts and spirits that are thought to reside in this property date back many years. The last owners of the house are still alive, but it is thought that there was a ain't in here. Damn. And the house itself has very strong links to Roman land.
Yeah.
Whilst everyone is still trying to work out why the hauntings are so violent, more evidence and information is coming forward, and we suppose it will be some time before we can understand why it has become such a terrifying and harrowing place to spend the night. Even when the last owners were living here, visitors would be afraid to visit, complaining of strange smells coming from nowhere and feeling of being watched. A presence has been constantly picked up by ghost hunters, though. This is thought to be that of a male spirit who truly does not want intruders in this property. The attic is very frightening, not just because it is an attic after all, but because of the objects thrown up at you from the level below. Dang. One of the bedrooms has been a place where it appears that some type of conjuring up of spirits has taken place in the past. It has books on witchcraft, salt, and other items that tie in with this theory. That's another reason why I think there's spirits are evil. Because you get people like that who decide that they want to take on and open up portals and shit.
Exactly.
These objects were discovered before it became famous for its alleged hauntings. There is a door that closes on its own in upstairs hallway, slamming shut. We have actually witnessed a stiff and difficult cupboard door opening smoothly and slowly closing on its own while standing in front of it. The house does not look unassuming from the outside. It actually looks terrifying. Yeah. And I'll try and get you a picture of it up, everyone. But yeah. There it is. Now a detached house if you look.
That looks creepy.
Be nice, another detached house though. What is it with detached houses? We have got Enfield, we've got Battersea. We did have. We have the Pontefract, Skegness. You notice that, mate?
Yeah.
It's like the ghost just wants to be drawn to detached houses. Look at it. And this is what Nick Groff said when they were in there you go, Katrina Wildham. They spent it's only 2 hours or 3 days in there. Dang, I didn't expect to see that as a breaking news headline. An abandoned home near Skegness, believed to be haunted, has been dubbed a hell house and is to feature in a TV show tomorrow. Paranormal Lockdown UK was originally scheduled to be screened last week, but presenter Nick Groff tweeted ahead of the show that something spooky had happened with technical issues, which meant the episode was postponed. The episode will feature Nick Groff and fellow investigator Katrina Wildham locking themselves in the unoccupied house near Skegness for 72 hours straight. Yeah, I remember watching this episode. Speaking to the Standard yesterday, the former Ghost Adventures star said the house is a very interesting location with a good amount of history in its area. He added, I was excited to investigate this house after hearing all the accounts of hauntings. Living in the house for 72 hours was intense and really tough. Glad we could help shed light on the paranormal for that family. It's believed the house is currently unoccupied, but the family had previously lived there, claimed to be tormented by spirits for decades. Damn. That's crazy.
Hell House.
Yeah.
See, the
Would
one
you?
for me, it's always been the Enfield.
Yeah. That's another one. Enfield one.
That just
That one.
she was actually seen, levitating in the living room, wasn't it? And people thought she was faking it and stuff.
Yeah. Even the journalists thought she was faking it, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm not. Hmm. I'll do what, mate?
How can you fake levitation?
Yeah, unless you know magic or something. I don't think you can fake that.
Exactly. 284 Green Street, Council House.
Mm.
Yeah, centered
Never
on
did herself.
it. Oh, she was only 11 at the time.
Yeah, and her sister was only 13.
And Margaret Hodgson, yeah.
Now, this is the crazy thing. So they were 11, 13. How old was Shirley? 15.
Yeah, so it's
And how old was 30 Drive? Mm. 30 Drive. Uh, um, history. Here we go. She was, 15 and 12, the kids. What is it about them being young like that? Makes you feel.
it must boil down to vulnerability. You know,
Yeah, because your idea, I don't know whether it's the case with any of these, because I'm not speculating, but the idea that they say that they attach themselves easily to, well, if there's anything going on in their personal lives, it makes it easier for them to attach. Like if they're getting distant, or if they're like, distant from their parents, or.
like I'm not sure if the first Conjuring was based off a true story. I'm not sure.
Well, the Conjuring
What was
House.
the first one in America?
Yeah, I think it was after Farmhouse. I think it was after the Farmhouse.
But the way it possessed that woman and then tried to get her to kill her kid.
Yeah, there you go. It was a possessed doll. They moved into a farmhouse in Harrisfield. Yeah, there you go. There's kids. Yeah.
Yeah, when it took over the mum, and it were doing everything it could to try and kill the kid.
Yeah, and they were young.
Yeah, exactly. They were all young.
It's weird. There's got to be some. Look, there's the original house. Look, the Perron family estate. Sending 36, that house was built.
Jeez.
Mm. Crazy. It's absolutely nuts. Because that's how they were when they went in there. Look. But yeah, what they were saying is, it's got to be something, because it's like those 11, 13, 15 with her, 12 and 15. But then they went, it was all after the girls. You notice? This one that went after Philip and that. They wrote this battling phenomena. But It's weird.
Yeah. Mm.
It's all up to the kids. As I said, if anyone has any information and or why you think they could be doing that, let me know in the comments. But it's crazy. I know one thing though. If I'm not rude, that's the only thing that's kind of scary though. Is if you got a kid or something like that, and then something like that happens, you're basically like, I
It
wouldn't
just
know what,
it just makes you wonder
what's that.
why it just like to attach to children.
Yeah, because that's all. That's how I've heard. I've always heard that the hauntings. It's easier for them to attach to dysfunctional households. So if there's like been arguments or the kids are distant from their parents, it's easier for the ghost to attach onto them like that. But I'm not reading anything about that on these ones. I don't know if anything was going on in their personal lives, but I'm not reading anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because that happened in the 50s, the Battersea one. The Enfield happened in the 70s, and when did some Very Sly happen? Was it the 60s?
60s, I believe.
Yeah, 66.
Yeah. Yeah, 60s, yeah.
So 10 years after Battersea, basically, Enfield, East Drive comes up. And then another 10 years after, basically 10, 11 years after, you get Enfield.
The Enfield.
Yeah. Hang on,
I
is there any
don't
more
even know.
happened?
I don't even know if you can visit the Enfield. Not sure.
I don't think so.
Can you imagine the poor neighbours? I bet they shit themselves.
Could you imagine? I wonder how many neighbours have left their neighbourhood, though,
Oh, yeah.
over the years because of it.
I bet there's been loads. And I bet anyone refuses to move in on that road.
There you go. Now, she's a brave woman. As previously mentioned, a mother of four, originally from Lagos, Nigeria, currently resides in the Enfield house. The house reportedly has a more modern look to it now and is completely different from what it looked like back in the late 70s. Dang.
I actually have a friend who lives in London. I could get him to try and make a trip to the Enfield house.
Like, that's crazy though. There's someone is actually living there. Like,
What years was the Battersea?
1956, I believe. Hang on.
50s.
Let's have a quick look. Where are we? Battersea. And there's a Black Monk one. The Exum Eds. Yeah, I've heard about that one. But that's not Polga. Jeff the Talking Mongoose.
Alma Fielding.
Yeah. About she had the amazing ability. She was a frustrated housewife, but she had the ability to make items materialize. Apparently.
The fucking gerbil.
Yeah, there you go. 1956. Battersea.
Might have to give that a watch.
Yeah. So 1956 was that. That's what I'm saying. 1956 was this. 10 years later, you had East Drive, and then like 11 years later, you had the Enfield one. That's just crazy. Famous hauntings UK. Look, hang on. Is there any? Hellfire Caves, yeah, I know. Look how many different places there are. Look, which could be haunted. Look. Flitwick Manor. I've heard that somewhere. When that? So the one that was in Doctor Who. I can't remember, but oh yeah, when a short all near me. Another one. Bloody hell! And even there's someone here that ain't even made the list. If you look, that's crazy. Yeah, I want to go on and investigate Pluckley. Famous poltergeist hauntings. I wonder if there's any. I don't think there's any more poltergeist hauntings over here. Here you go, poltergeist. Oh yeah, the Indiana one recently.
Enfield.
Yeah, Amityville. That was another famous one. That was another famous one, wasn't it?
Amityville.
Yeah. They even had to move their house, I think, didn't they? Because of
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, if you look, the Borley Rectory, that one before it got destroyed and that, and Rosenheim. So basically, there's a couple here that they say that you don't, was an alleged one, and then you get down to Black Monk, and it's like picks up because you know that that's true because of all that giddy there.
If you look,
Amityville,
as the years aren't that far apart.
No. The first reported case was the Glen Luce devil in the 1600s. The old poltergeist warnings, apparently.
What's the most recent? 2011.
Yeah, that's that one which Zach Bagans bought that house in Indiana before it's been destroyed. But there's a film out about it in the next week, I believe. Yeah, it'll be on Netflix on the August 30th. The Deliverance. Glenn Close is in it. The film was shot in mid-2022 in Pittsburgh because they couldn't do it in Indiana because the house is gone, and I mean, they wouldn't even want to be filming in anything else. It's like, well, that's we could always ask our friends and Haunted Yorkshire and whatever, and another one what they believe is the reason why those 3 cases, even though you could really say Amityville was attached to children, I believe.
Not too sure about Amityville. I ain't really looked into that one.
In December 75, George and Kathy Lutz and their 3 children and their dog moved into the house. After 28 days, the Lutzes fled the house. I know I saw the film, but I know I've seen the film and that, but I can't remember if someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear that the Amity reveal was also centered around children. Hang on, let's have a quick Google. I can't see. I know what's name was in when they done a remake like a few years ago now.
I've never watched one of them films.
The 79 one I like because it's got Margot Kidder and all that. But Ryan Reynolds appeared in it in the one of them, which is surprising considering I didn't think he'd do an horror film.
Nah, it's more comedy, isn't it?
He's more actiony comedy, isn't he? Yeah. And there, I know you were off topic there. It's got an English. He's got technically got an English name there, Rodney. Rodney, you plunker. Hang on, when was that he did the filming thing? Ryan Reynolds filmography. Here you go. There, 2005. He was in the 2005 one. That is crazy. Yeah, because everything seems like one comedy kind of thing with but I couldn't see Ryan Reynolds in an horror film for the life of me.
Nah, exactly.
Even back in 2005, I couldn't even see the thing. There's a trailer for it, but although look at that, I've just seen this though. George Lutz had a history of dabbling in the occult. Oh. The Amityville House officially sold in February 2017 to an undisclosed owner for $605,000, which was $200,000 less than the original asking price. Dang. Yeah, but I can't. Anyone knows? Like I said, if anyone knows that, because I can't remember off the top of my head, because it's been a while since I saw one the film. Let me know if it did center on the children. Even if it's like, no, we don't know if it's fictional or whatever. But if it does, let me know if it was. But Great Amherst Mystery was a notorious case of reported poltergeist activity. Two young children again in this one. Damn. This one was reported, right? Events began at the end of August 1878 after Esther Cox, then aged just 18, was subjected to an attempted SA by a male friend at gunpoint. And then the events started because it left her in great distress, and shortly after this, the physical phenomenon began.
Yeah.
It seems, like I said, it seems like whenever there's kids involved, something goes on, or there's something in that shifts it, and then all of a sudden, you know. Another young one. Look, September 1931, the Irving family, consisting of James, Margaret, and a 13-year-old daughter named Varay, or whatever, claimed they had persistent scratching from the outer farmhouse, and it was a mongoose. Matthew Manning. Seaford, what's that? I'm just going through and just seeing if there's any more. Another one, which is apparently, and this one has been covered as up as bull crap basically, but so I think that one should be taken down. The Stambovsky versus Ackley, commonly known as the Ghostbusters ruling. Oh yeah, I know about that ruling. Yeah, basically that's the one that basically said if you that they had to bring in future in America, if their house is haunted, they've got to let the buyers know. Don't withdraw it with old information.
Leave it as a surprise.
Yeah, that's what they used to do. But then the ruling basically suggested nope, you basically be being, nope. Another young girl who apparently the Bender says that this young girl alleged that electrical and physical disturbances in the office of the lawyer Sigmund Adam were caused by the telekinetic powers of 19-year-old secretary Anne Marie Scharbel. Even if you look at it like from a thing and it's not, it's like a young kid again, basically. It's crazy. Well, yeah, we'll have to ask them and see what they say. They might have a different viewpoint than us, mate. poltergeists. Is there anything happening? Anyone's house being poltergeisted? No. No, they say only one. But yeah, we'll have to ask the Haunted Yorkshire team and see what they think, mate. Because they might have a
Yeah.
different viewpoint. You might know. They might have a different viewpoint on us with the kids' theory.
Yeah, we'll know more when we speak to them.
Yeah, well, that's coming up anyway, guys. We're going to try and get one of them on this week. Try and get Haunted Yorkshire on.
We joined by Yorkshire Paranormal.
Yeah. See how many of them want to come on. And that. So everyone, you're going to be treated to a lot of things and that. The next few weeks. Also, I'm going to be doing another Secrets of the Stars again because some information's come out about which is interesting actually because about the sun. That they got information on the sun. And they've shut down, and NASA's also shut down the Neowise asteroid hunter after almost 15 years in space. So, yeah, some interesting things to talk about there. I've got to do another conspiracy episode because I've got another thing to talk about. So I've got but in the meantime, and all that, that's all coming up in the next few days. So not going to rush out with it, but make sure you like and subscribe though, so you can know when I need that notification bell, so you know when I go live.
But hopefully next time we're back, we'll be joined by Yorkshire Paranormal team.
Yeah, we're going to definitely try and get them on. That would be that'd be interesting to get their point of view, guys. Because of course, obviously, like I was saying, me and we were looking to burst onto the paranormal investigation side. So we want to get not acquainted, but familiar with practices and that. He's going to be kind of like crazy. And obviously, we're going to start off at the small hauntings first. We were going to go dry in at the deep end and do page 5, weren't we? But it looks like that commitment's not going in because one, we're not doing it, and two, people that we wanted to do it with not wanting to do it now.
And the pricing on it is unbelievable.
Well, yeah. I can't. But that is one thing that I can't believe the price. Like
No.
how it differs from you going straight through the source, but then if you go through a different place, it's basically like it is interest.
Yeah.
If you come to us straight and directly, you get a good overnight price and everything. But yeah, if you go through a paranormal group all the time, yeah, you're not saying the night, but it's going to be more money.
Exactly.
It should be the other way around. It should be less money because you're not staying the night. Sound like me after a drunken night in a pub or something. I'll have another beer, but it's going to cost too much money. I'm going to go to the shop and buy myself one. But yeah, you'll obviously know when I'm gonna go live with everything because obviously like I said, I'll obviously get on with the Secrets of the Side, but when we know more about the haunted hours, I'll tell you on the show, everyone, so you know when to basically come on and tune in for that. Because we got a couple of groups, ain't we? We got Haunted Yorkshire we want to bring on, and we also want to bring on whatchamacallit, Paranormal Urbex team, don't we?
Yeah.
Which is
Well, there's
crazy.
three. There's Haunted Yorkshire, Paranormal Urbex, and Yorkshire Paranormal Team.
Well, yeah. And then I've also been followed by someone who followed you the other day on TikTok, Dark Side Paranormal, who also is up to Haunted Yorkshire. Right, all following Haunted Yorkshire, so that could be another one.
Yeah.
This way, I think we're going to have to go on and extend our questions list, everyone, because we did have 10. I did have 10 questions that I wanted to ask. I think I'm going to have to go through and ask a few more questions onto that list. Have you done yours yet, mate, or you still got 2?
I think I've still got 2. Get in there with them.
Well, yeah. And that's the thing, though. I think when you want to ask the question, you'll go straight in with it, but it's always nice to have them ready because because if your conversations are starting to get dead, then you can just pick out with like, oh, by the way, what did you think of
Exactly.
or what was your most,
Right, I think I'm going to call a night there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. I think that's where I'm going in the part anyway, because I'm not being deceitful. I don't even have this. I don't even think. I think I've talked about everything that I want to on this episode. I've done everything, and
yeah.
So I'm going to leave it here, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Now you've met Will, everyone. Now you know what to expect from him. But yeah, we'll be back on, like we saying, with us doing the interviews with the gold standing team. So stay tuned for that. I'll be back on sometime again this week with a few more episodes of things. So stay tuned. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks again, Will, for coming on.
No problem.
And yeah, be so kind, be awesome, be respectful and everything. And when it comes to ghost hunting, everyone, stay spooky. as I would say. And but watch out for those poltergeists. They're just only having a violent wank. I'm just kidding, everyone. Have a good night. Take care.